But so let's find our sit bones and drop nice and long through the crown and lifting through the pelvic floor, and just take a moment and touch the top of your head. And imagine that it's me coming behind you, touching your head, and grow long into that space. And then your hands can come to your knees. They can come to facing open. We're going to take a minute and we're going to just drop in and find our breath. Notice what's happening in the body. Notice if there's any resistance in the hip, in the knees. Just notice. And begin to find your thinking mind connecting in with your breath. Following that inhale and the exhale. To begin to settle in. As you're breathing, notice the sounds around you. Maybe the sounds outside. And if you can't hear them, imagine what you might hear outside. And then bring it inside. And what do you hear? And now bring it inside you. What do you hear on the inhale and the exhale? Just notice. Notice how you begin to settle in. Nowhere to go. Noticing your breath. Feeling the stillness. Or maybe the lack of stillness. Just notice. Begin to tighten the back of your throat, inviting the Ujjayi practice into this pranayama, the breathing exercise. And it begins to sound like the ocean. So it's just a slight tightening of the back of the throat. And although it sounds like a very loud crashing ocean wave to you, only you can hear that. And as you continue breathing, begin to bring your attention down to your sit bones, sinking down into them. Notice what happens when you allow yourself to sink into the sit bones and anchor down into the earth. You're going to take a nice big inhale, inviting the arms into this, opening them wide, feeling the expansion through the lungs. Hands come together, exhaling down to your heart, bringing the right palm and the left palm together, feeling them press together, balancing the left side and the right side of the body. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, and we're going to exhale fully, and then we'll inhale and Om together. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, deep breath in, deep breath out. Notice what the vibration brings to you. Letting your hands come down, taking a hold of your legs in front of you in easy pose. And take a nice deep inhale and bring your heart forward into cow, seated cow. And then exhaling back into seated cat. Inhaling in, and we're going to just stay with seated cat cow. Kind of beginning to just open the body. As we begin to have some new movement in September, the seasons are beginning to feel like they're changing. So like the seasons in the earth, we have seasons in our life. And allow them to just come into your experience naturally. And notice what you're resisting. And notice what you're welcoming. And as you notice, find the experience in the resistance. So we're going to inhale into cow, and we're going to hang out there. And just notice where you might be experiencing resistance. It might be in the hips. It might be in the shoulders. And for me, it's between the ribs. And I'm just going to notice the experience. And even though my thinking mind wants to define it as resistance, what if it was just an experience to be felt with no judgment? And then exhaling back into cat. Notice what changes in your body. Just notice how the space in whatever the experience is for you changes. Continue breathing, really stretching into cat on the exhale. And then inhaling, growing long in your crown. Coming back into easy pose. Hands come over to the earth, making the peace sign and connecting the first and second finger into the earth. Taking a nice deep breath in all the way through your tailbone. Clear the crown of your head and then exhale out of the crown of your head all the way in, anchoring into the earth. So this is a yoga mudra. A mudra is hand positions for grounding down. If you're moving through life and you find that you're feeling a little discombobulated or lightheaded or confused, having lack of focus, if you make the peace sign and point the fingers towards the earth, stopping for just one breath and doing it. We're sitting in your chair and doing this motion. And then releasing it, releasing the hands, inhaling up, you'll find that you have more clarity. It brings you into your body. Exhaling the hands down. Just going to do some seated sun arms. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. So we're going to come right out of seated position into tabletop. Coming right in to our best strong table by placing our knees underneath our hips, our hands under our shoulders. Spread those fingers wide. Let the eyes of the elbows come together. And then take a moment and drop that belly button to the floor as you come fully into cow. Nice deep breath. Exhaling fully into cat. Deep breath in. Drinking it in. And exhaling it out. All is about a time of shedding the layers. Deep breath in. Like the trees begin to lose their leaves, preparing for rest. Exhaling out, twist and fall. Clearing out what we have finished using. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Coming fully into tabletop, we're going to lower down onto our elbows. So as you come down onto your elbows, there's a couple of things you can do here. Now, for the beginners, this is your posture right here. Dropping your head down very long in your crown and just coming into puppy, just right here on your knees. For everyone else who's ready, we're going to anchor our hands down, curl our toes under, and lift up onto our elbows, but coming into dolphin, sinking straight back. So let your knees be soft because we haven't opened the hamstrings yet. So this isn't about getting your feet to your heels to the floor. This is about getting yourself up off the floor, letting go of that head, anchoring in. So if you're sliding, see if you can energetically drop down through your elbows, through your forearms. And if this becomes too much, lower down on your knees and continue in through puppy. So you'll all be very happy to know that when I teach yoga, you benefit from whenever I'm having an experience with. This is great for sinuses. So if you're having any sinus issues, drainage, plugging, whatever, this is a great place to go. Take a nice deep breath in, lower those knees down, and sink straight back over your heels. So we're not opening the knees, we're just coming into a child's pose. Some of you will be able to sit clear back on your heels and roll over your body. Not happening just yet for me. Let your third eye touch the mat. Really feel that forehead anchor down. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel those lungs expand. Feel that rib cage open. And out. Again, deep breath in. And let it out. Nice and done. Inhaling, rising back up, anchoring down into those elbows, into the hands. Curl the toes under and lift your tail up. Coming right back into dolphin. There it is. Breathe into it. Anchor into the earth. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Hanging out into dolphin, beginning to feel the cobwebs clear out. Again, we're soft in the knees. If you want to pedal through here, you can. I'm not going to. This just feels so good to hang out right here in a very soft, gentle dolphin. Dolphins are very playful. Not about working, it's about play. Let go of your head. Shake it no. Shake it yes. One more breath. And lower those knees back down, sinking back into child right here.
So see if you can sink a little deeper into those knees. Now, if you have any knee injuries, honor that. It's okay to stay up higher. If this is your child's pose up high, that's okay. If you have the space to sink back, that's awesome. Do that. Deep breath in. Feel the release in the low back. Nice and done. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to rise back up, finding those elbows underneath your shoulders. I'm moving up a little on my mat because we're going to straighten straight out into low plank here. So engage that pelvic floor, come in nice and low, and lower yourself down. Get that bottom down. So if you've got this going on, see if you can lower those hips a little bit. We're going to have 3 breaths here. Grow long in your crown. You can always lower your knees if this becomes too much. And lower straight down all the way onto your tummy. Move all the way down. Turn your head to the one direction. It doesn't actually matter. Release those hands behind you. Lengthen through the left foot. Lengthen through the right foot. Take a break here. Let everything splay open. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, fully soften into the floor. Now, if lying on your tummy is challenging, see if you engage your pelvic floor, if that gives you enough support in the low back to be able to lie here for one more breath. Deep breath in. Blow it out. Nicely done. Bring those hands out in front of you. Turn the head straight. And you can let your forehead be on the floor, but you can't hear me talking, so I'm just lifting my head up so you can hear me. Point through the fingers, point through the toes. Really feel as if somebody's coming around and putting their hands around your waist. Draw all those muscles in, support the spine. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Take a nice deep inhale, lift up through the left leg and up through the right hand. So feel the strength here. And then let it down. We're going to do the same side again. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We're only doing the right arm, left leg. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Warming the back. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Switching sides. We're going to inhale up. Hold it for one full breath. Really get the sense of reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. One more breath, inhaling up. Now exhaling down. Left arm, right leg, inhaling up. Exhaling down. Feel that long line of energy. Make sure that those muscles all around the center of your body are drawing in, creating a waist. Yep, you can feel it. Following the breath, inhaling up, exhaling down one more time, inhaling up, exhaling down. Now we're going to alternate sides. We're going to inhale up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. One more each side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. This time we're going to lift everything up. Hold it. Now make sure your feet are not opening. Catch that ball between your feet. That engages the inside muscles of the legs, called the adductors. Breathing into it. One more breath. Exhaling, lowering down. Turn your head the opposite direction. Bring your hands down beside you. Take a minute, release everything, lift those feet up, rock them side to side. Getting the body warm. Preparing for some deeper posturing. Nicely done. Inhaling, lengthening through the left leg, through the right leg. Draw those elbows back underneath you, coming into Sphinx. Nice long breath.
Notice how the back is beginning to want to open effortlessly. What does it feel like to draw those shoulders away from your ears? Just notice. Two more breaths. And exhaling, lowering down, bringing the hands underneath your shoulders, just because it's easier to press all the way back this way and roll over your legs again. No opening the knees. Coming fully into child's, rolling over. Feel like that tailbone slide down your back. Nice deep breath. Staying with it, nowhere to go. Walk those arms down around your hip. Sorry, I have to get a clearance. Bringing those hands up behind you and just placing them on your back. You don't have to clasp them. You can just place them on your back. See if you can do that. If it's easier to hold your fingers to keep them up there, you can. Now bring them a little closer together. Opening the front body. Forehead is on the floor. If you have glasses on, you might want to take them off so that you're not matching your glasses. Inhaling, lifting up through the arms. Right here. Just inviting the shoulders to open. Find your breath. Exhaling them down. Sliding those hands out in front of you, coming back into tabletop, remembering where your tabletop is, putting your elbows back down underneath your shoulders. So we're gonna move through this series one more time, just a little quicker. We're gonna lengthen through our right leg and our left leg, coming into low plank. Bring it all the way down, find your breath. Lower that tail down. If you need to lower your knees to do this, you can lift up through that pelvic floor. Really support, keep breathing. So modified looks like this. Tail is still down. One more breath. Lowering all the way down, turning your head one direction, bringing those hands down beside you, releasing everything. Feel the sensation of offering yourself to Mother Earth, just letting go of your whole entire being. And imagine that your ice cream on the hot sidewalk melting, melting, melting. Nicely done. Inhaling, bringing those hands out in front of you, lengthen through the right leg and through the left leg. We're going to lift the right arm and the left leg. Inhaling up, exhaling down, switching sides. Inhaling up, exhaling down, switching sides. Inhaling up, alternating, balancing the body. This not only balances the body, left side, right side, it also balances the brain, thinking mind, left side, right side. Nurturing side versus linear side, which is our working side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. This time, everything up. Everything. Inhale it. Feel everything contract. Point the toes, point the fingers, lengthen through the crown. Breathe, catch that ball between your feet. Be the strength, Superman, flying through the light that you have on this earth. Breathing into it. Nice deep inhale, exhaling, lowering down. Bringing those hands underneath your shoulders, pressing straight back. I'm sorry, let's do elbows to the floor, coming into face first. I was not clicking in my brain quite right. Feel the power. Nicely done. Nice deep inhale, lowering down. Allow those hands to come under your shoulders and press all the way back into child's pose. Knees together, so you may not go quite as far back, and that's okay. Forehead to the floor,
Hands come beside you and up onto your back, clasping your hands. Deep breath in, lifting the arms off your back. Whatever that looks like in your body. Your posture might actually be getting your hands onto your back, and that's enough. No judgment, no forcing. Just because I can do it does not mean that your body is meant to do it. There are things that my body will do that are great, and then there's other things that my body cannot do at all. Exhaling, releasing the hands, lowering the arms down, coming back, sitting. Well, if you can sit back on your heels, then do that. It doesn't happen in my body, so I come straight to standing on my knees, but it's good to sit back and feel those quads open. I have a bit of a knee injury. Perfect example of one of the things my body will not do. So honor that. On the next inhale, rise up, coming onto your knees. Take a deep breath in, bring your hands up. Let the right hand circle around behind you and put that hand on your hip. Now it can go face down, it can go down, or it can go up. And then left arm circles around. We're heading into camel, up or down. Today my hands are down. Draw those elbows together. This right now is the posture. So we're not leaning back or doing anything. We're just getting the sense of our shoulders opening. The elbows are coming together. So imagine that I'm coming around and I'm taking a hold just gently of your elbows and inviting them to come together. Just to give you the sensation of opening and drawing those shoulders down. Knowing that you are responsible for nothing in this moment. Lifting long through the crown. Breathing, letting go of that air. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Just opening our heart. Allowing the moments between the postures to happen. So here we are growing long, dropping out of our shoulders, preparing for camel. But before we do that, let your hands just slide down your hips around and inhaling them up. Take a nice big circle, releasing those shoulders. And as they come down, reverse it. Inhaling, big circle around. Our shoulders are circular joints. They like to move in big circles. Whenever I do this motion, I always think of being a child and doing swimming lessons. We always have to do big circles and then the little circles. Inhaling your hands back up overhead. Exhaling that right hand behind you. Really give a twist there. Turn into it. Palm lands on your hip. Big circle to the left. Twist around, opening those shoulders. Really exaggerate it. Growing long in the crown. Now imagine that I'm coming up and just touching the front of your legs, just barely above the knees, about 3 inches above the knees. Press into that touch. Press into that touch. So this is where camel begins. It begins here in the legs, not in flopping back in your spine. Engage that core, make sure. This is a nice, beautiful heart opener. So the work really is energetically through the quads. That's the upper leg. Feel it. Grow long in your crown. Now, if you feel comfortable doing that, grow long in your spine, lift up out of the hips. Then you can begin to open backwards. Keeping the neck strong and long. No flopping of the head back. The flopping of the head does not increase. That is not a deeper pose. That's just, very hard on the neck. Inhaling, growing long in the crown. Exhaling, coming up.
Folding over, keeping your hands on your hips, folding straight over, calming back down, bowing to the floor, letting your forehead touch the earth, hands can come down, lengthening out in front of you, opening. Very nicely done. Nice deep breath. Back bends are never about how deep you go. It's about how deeply you honor what your body can feel. Yes. Open body, open mind. Inhaling, rising back up, walking the hands back up. Inhaling those hands up overhead. Last camel. Circle that right hand behind you. Circle that left hand behind you, really opening it up. Now, for those of you who are more advanced, you can bring your toes up if you like. And then you can slide your hands down as you press through and come into camel here. Now, this is mine. If you really want to take it, you can flatten your feet and come down. Not happening. I have to bring my toes up. So that's an option. So make sure that you're working through the quads. Feel the heat. Heart openers always build lots of heat. Breathing into it. A lot of heart opening during this time. Nice deep breath in. One more breath. Nice deep breath in through the crown. Exhaling and then inhaling, drawing up. Exhaling, folding over into child. Still rolling over the knees. So the reason we're rolling over the knees, let your hands come down to the floor, resting on the back of your hand. As if you're folded into yourself like an egg. Yes, breathe into it. See if you can sink a little deeper back. For me, this is where the work is in my knees. Be very mindful of your knees. If your knees will not allow it, honor that. Sometimes it is in the avoiding something. If it's avoidance because your body's saying, no, no, don't go there, that's one thing. If it's avoidance because your mind is saying, no, no, don't go there, that's an entirely different journey. Inhaling, bringing yourself back up into tabletop this time. Right here. We're going to bring our right foot forward, curl our left foot under, and lift up, and step forward into forward fold. This was a really gentle rising up. So if you have to bend your knees to touch the floor, please do that. Okay? And then exhale, lift your tail. Inhale, squat down. Exhale, lift the tail. Inhale. Exhale. So we're just doing some little squats, opening the hamstring. And on the next inhale, we're going to stay squatted and exhale, rising up and sitting down. Back into Uttanasana, chair pose. Here it is. Breathing into it. Sit back a little lower. Where's your chair? Find your breath. Growing long, being strong. Sink down a little lower. You can do it. Those quads will support you. They're there. They might let you know they're there, but they are there. Inhaling, rising straight up. Exhaling those hands down. Full mount, right here. How do you feel your feet connected to the earth? Grow long in the crown. Drop out of the shoulders, belly back to the spine. Drink it in. What do you feel in your body? Just notice. What is it possible to let go of standing here? I find myself clenching, hanging on for dear life. And it's so subtle that nobody can see it, but I can feel it. What would it feel like to soften through the clenching? And allow the energy of the earth to hold me up. Nicely done. We're going to turn the long way on the mat. We're going to step our feet wider than shoulder distance. Nicely done. Turning the right foot open. We're all preparing for our favorite posture, or my favorite posture. Inhaling your hands up into 5-pointed star, preparing for triangle. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So really get the sense of that hinging. Before you go to the floor, hinge, and then reach for that front wall, and then tip the body. Now, this is a great place that if you want blocks, you can have them. You only need one. Start out with it the tall way. I will show you. Keep holding, keep breathing. You don't have to have a block because you have your leg. So at home, if you don't have blocks, it's okay. But if you do, start it out the long way so that you're just lengthening your arm. And you create this long line of energy from the fingertips reaching to the ceiling to the fingertips on your block. Now bring your shoulder open. Now if this arm gets tired up here in the air, you can always encourage it by going behind your back, because what that does is open the heart and keeps the body lifting up and out. Okay, so that's a nice little, that's like child's pose in triangle. That's a take a break in triangle. Breathing into it. Nowhere to go. Lengthen through your crown. See if you can pull out of your hips and lengthen that front leg. Take the bend out of it without locking it. Nicely done. Now, if you find that your body's wanting to release more, you can lower that block 3 levels, and then eventually you can go to the floor. But I begin to collapse forward without my block. So notice, are you collapsing forward? You don't want to collapse. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, releasing those hands down. Take a minute here, close your eyes. What are you feeling in your body? Inhaling the hands back out. We're going to do that again. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips, and tip over into triangle. Coming into whatever triangle looks like in your body. At home, if you don't have blocks, it can just look like this. You can even put your hand on your leg. The biggest thing about putting your hand on your leg is that you're not resting on your leg, that you're allowing the body to still work. Breathing into it. Two more breaths. Inhaling, lifting up, tipping out of it. Exhaling your hands down, bringing both feet forward, and right here, take a nice deep inhale, circle those arms around, make it big. Exhaling, opening it up. Reverse it, inhaling, opening it up. Exhaling it down. Nicely done. Take a moment, spin that left foot open. Inhaling, the hands open. Exhaling, hinging at the hips. Reach for that front wall. Make sure that your knee is straight, okay? Lengthen through that leg and then tip into it. So for those of you at home, if you've got your knee bent, this is a different posture. Notice what happens when you pull out of the bent knee into a long leg, how that changes this posture. The body is a system of pulleys, hinges and pulleys. And so when we change whether a knee is bent or long, it changes how the muscles on the other side of the body work. Taking a nice deep breath in, remembering that if your arm that's up in the air gets tired, you can spin that hand and bring it behind you, opening that shoulder. This too changes the posture. Notice how by putting that hand behind your back, how it even opens your leg differently. Just notice, keep breathing.
Find your breath. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Bringing that hand back up, finding that line of energy. Lengthening, engaging that core, breathing into it. If you need a break, you can take a break. One more breath. Inhaling, lifting up, tipping out of it, turning that foot forward, exhaling, diving forward. Give yourself just a little different direction here. Lengthen through the crown, let go of your head, shake it now, shake it, yes. Feel that when you shake it, yes, you begin to feel a release all the way down your spine. Notice when you shake it no, how the head turns on the axis. Opening up the neck. Shake it, yes. Nicely done. Engage that pelvic floor. Inhale. Open your arms into a T position and then lift up. Okay? If that's inaccessible to you, help yourself. Use your legs to bring you up. Open that left foot one more time. Slide across the body. You thought we were going to forget that second triangle. No way. Inhaling. Opening all the way up. There you go. Good job. Find where this posture begins to hold you. This is a great, if you only have time to do one posture in your day, on the days when we're not together, this would be the one. It opens everything. It strengthens everything. Nice deep breath. Stay with it. Inhaling, lifting up. Coming back into triangle, readiness. I don't know, I don't have a word for it. Exhaling your hands down, turn your feet forward. Take a nice deep breath, open those arms, circle them around. Nicely done. Exhale it the other way. Beautiful, nicely done. Take a moment, check in. Can I step or jump? Bring your feet together, whatever it is in your body. I'm stepping, no jumping in this body today. Take a nice moment to find your mountain. Check in. What is different now than I first arrived in mountain? Just notice, it doesn't matter. It's more of a noticing how things are always changing. And when you notice change, there's no judgment. It's just like, huh, that's different. Okay. Deep breath in. Blow it out. Deep breath in. Eyes are closed. So notice, what does it feel like to just be in mountain pose? Standing here. I'm going to grow quiet. Continue breathing. Gently begin to come back, soften your gaze into the room, and take a minute and ask yourself, how would be best serving to get to the floor on my back? So this is where the journey becomes yours, your body's. What does your body need to arrive lying on your back? Sometimes it needs a downward facing dog. Sometimes it just needs a gentle arrival of stepping down and allowing yourself to come onto your back. Sometimes it doesn't want to go to the floor. That's okay too. Just notice.
We're going to arrive lying on our back, pointing our fingers and pointing our toes. That seemed like a very long journey from the standing to the floor. It felt very tall, Empire State Building-ish. Lengthen through the right foot, lengthen through the left foot. Take a nice deep breath in. Inhale a little deeper, a little more, and let it go with a big sigh. Oh. Take a moment to feel what it feels like to lie on the floor. And then scoop that right leg in straight. Keep it straight. Now notice what's happening in the left leg. Is it just laying there kind of flopped open? Lengthen through your heel as if you're going to stand up on the wall opposite of you. And then with this foot that's in the air, lengthen through the heel and notice, where does the leg lengthen, grow long, taking the bend on the knee. So in my head, it's over here, but in my body, it's further back. So that's okay. Just let that be what it is. Now point that right toe and draw it in a little bit closer to your nose and flex it. And point and flex and point. And from this pointing, draw a circle with your toe. Woo, can you feel that in the front of your lower leg? Yeah, and reverse the circle. Nicely done. Now, allow the leg to come into the circle with it. Yeah. And now go the other way. Nicely done. So from right here, draw that knee in a little bit farther. If you have to bend it, and then lengthen through the heel like you're standing on the ceiling. Breathing into it. So we're preparing for our first deep, deep twist. There was a little twist in triangle. So we're lengthening through the left heel, lengthening through the right heel, lifting through the pelvic floor, and then we're going to invite this right leg to begin to travel across the body. And hello, I feel it in my hip. So if you get a little bend in your knee, that's okay. But the trick is to let the leg continue to lengthen. Open that right arm. And then as the hip releases and you begin to go across the body, see if you can touch your toe to the floor. Mine's not even near the floor, I don't think. You can let your left hand help you. Breathing into it. Looking to that right hand. Make this a nice deep twist. Very important that your pelvic floor is part of this posture because it protects the low back. Are you breathing? If you're not, invite breath into your practice. Grow long in your crown. Now, from right here with that leg straight, soften the knee. Begin to bend it and see how this changes the twist. It begins to allow the spine to twist a little deeper. Now, point the left toe. How does that change it? All these teeny little intricate movements. Breathing into it. On the exhale, the twist deepens. Nicely done. Inhaling, bringing your head back first. Exhaling. Inhaling. Really bend that right knee and draw it in to your chest, coming back onto your back. And then right hand and left hand hook over the knee. Now you're going to feel like you're completely crooked on your mat because you probably are, but that's okay. Exhale, draw that knee in. Inhale, release it out.
Exhale, draw that knee in. Inhale, release it. Exhale, draw that knee in. Inhale, release it, open that knee to the other direction. So we're gonna go to the right. So sometimes the bones will move and shift and change. You might feel some popping in the hips or the knees, that's okay. And then bring it back to center. Set that foot down and slide it all the way down. Now, I feel in my mind, my proprioception, which is my relation in space, feels really crooked. So take a minute and wiggle around so that your mind is satisfied with being straight on your mat again. And then bring that left leg long into the sky. Lengthen through the right leg, flex the heel, flex the left heel. Okay? Again, take the bend out of your knee. No locking the knee, just grow long in the heel. And then bring that leg in a little closer. Feel the opening in the hamstring. Lengthen through the crown, breathing into it. Engage that pelvic floor and begin the journey across the body. Remembering to keep that heel working to the ceiling or the foot flex. The leg is long, okay? So what happens when we keep the leg long is it works different tendons and muscles in the leg. Engage that pelvic floor again. And as you begin that journey across the body, do it slowly so that you know what your level is. If you have to hold your leg up because it won't twist anymore in your back, do that, it's okay. The release happens on the exhale. And then begin to bend that knee gently, deepening the twist, looking to the left hand. Be mindful what's around you. Sinking down into it. Nowhere to go. Feeling the release on the exhale. Nicely done. Bend that knee a little deeper. Changes the twist. Point that right toe. Point the left toe, changes it again. Deep breath in, inhaling. Begin your journey back. First your neck, looking to the ceiling, then the lower body. Exhaling, drawing the knee in. Inhaling, releasing it out. Exhaling, drawing the knee in. Inhaling, releasing it out. Exhaling, drawing it in. Nicely done. Open that left knee, counter pose it. Complete the circle in the joint. Breathe into it. Very good. Take a moment and lengthen through those feet. Coming back to the floor and finding yourself welcoming Shavasana. So, as your feet drop open and Mother Earth embraces you, let your breath begin to grow shallow and the mind slip away. Like music is the silence between the notes. Yoga is the pause between the postures. Life is the breath between the moments. Pause, breathe in the silence, live joyful.
And gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Begin to feel yourself come back to now. Once you're ready, roll to your side. Coming back to seated easy pose. That's sometimes easy and sometimes not so easy. But I always find it's easier at the end of that. Take a nice deep breath in. Inhaling your hands up, nice and big. Exhaling your hands to heart. Being where we began, but different than the beginning. Nice deep breath in. Exhaling on the next inhale, we'll 3 times. Nice deep breath in. May your day be blessed. Namaste.
Namaste.